Hey guys, welcome back to another video related to Canada's PR. Just a kind request before we get into today's video to please subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it already. It will really help us grow and motivate. So as you know, in one of my recent video I shared with you my journey from India to Canada and how I got my Canada's permanent residency visa in just 40 days. In that video, I talked about express entry as one of the cheapest immigration process as compared to other programs, or even if I compare with other countries' immigration process. So today I will be covering these 5 topics. The first one being the stepwise expenses of Canada PR process. Second will be the grand total of the cost for single person, for a couple and for a family of 3. Next would be some examples of the additional fees that can be applied depending on your case. Fourth will be some latest info about proof of funds, which will be your savings. And last but not the least, the expenses you will be taking care of once you get your PR. So stick around till the end of this video. But just before starting this informative video, couple of quick disclaimers. As I have said before, I'm not any immigration agent or lawyer. In fact, we as a family of 3 applied our PR on our own and didn't hire any agent. I'll be talking about the cost involved in the Federal Skilled Worker Program via express entry only. I will not be considering any provincial nominations, work permits, study permits, or any additional costs related to PR. These amounts that I'll show on the screen in few minutes are totally based on the facts as of January 2021, and these can change or update at any given time depending upon the decisions of the authorities, so keep checking the latest figures and stay updated. All the costs I'll show you are in Canadian dollars, but you can convert it into your country's currency and that will give you an approximate idea. The total cost will still vary from city to city or country to country and sometimes even case to case. And finally, if you are wondering where we applied from, so we applied from India and our expenses were accordingly. Now here I'm comparing what we paid in 2018 and the fee involved in this process in 2021. Also, we applied as a family of 3, so you will be seeing the cost for a family, but as I said, watch the video till the end to see the cost for a single person or a couple as well. You must be thinking, how will 2018's cost help you? But guys, trust me, my only purpose to show you what we paid back in 2018 is to give you a fair idea about how quickly the cost of this process is increasing. So if you are planning to apply, then you should start it right away. To start with this process, the first 2 mandatory expenses are ECA and IELTS. I have discussed the steps in details and all the documents required in the previous video, for which I'll put the links in the description box below. So before ITA, the first major expense is getting ECA report. Now we applied for ECA via WES and we got that done only for myself and not my spouse, so we ended up paying $280, but now it can cost you on an average around $300 per person, and since it is not needed for the child, so it will be on an average $600 for a family of 3. The next expense is that of language proficiency. Most common exam is IELTS and we paid for it 4 times. To know why, you should definitely check out my PR story video, and so we ended up paying 850 Canadian dollars just for IELTS. But the good news is not everyone have to attempt that many times and you might get the desired score in just one go, so a family would end up paying around $500 as the child won't appear for this exam as well. Now once you have your ECA and IELTS report, you are ready to create your express entry profile, which is thankfully free of cost. After creating the profile, once you receive the ITA, the next document you need is PCC. We paid for 2 PCCs from India, one for me and one for my husband, and he also applied for US PCC. So in total we ended up paying $70. Again, the child don't need any PCC. Depending on your home country and where all you lived in last 10 years, you may end up paying around $20 to $100 per country. Next document that you require after ITA is medicals. Medicals are to be submitted for each family member, including all the dependents. So we paid $190 for 3 of us, which has now increased to around $550. Now this is a huge increase I noticed since 2018. Maybe some countries have cheaper options, but it would be somewhere around this amount. After you gather all the documents and you are ready to submit your file, you need to pay the Canadian government's PR processing fee and the right of permanent residency fee, that is RPRF, and this RPRF is not charged for the child. The total of this fee was $2,230 for 3 of us back then in 2018, and now you have to pay $2,875 for 2 adults and a child. You can always refer to immigration website of Canada for the updated numbers. Finally, after all this, when your file is approved and you are asked to submit your passports for visa stamping, the VFS will charge you some fee for this stamping and to provide you with COPR, which is your confirmation of permanent residency. We paid $35 for this, and now it has almost doubled up depending upon where you live. You might have to pay around 70 to 100 Canadian dollars per family. Well, this was the cost comparison between 2018 and 2021 for a family of 3. But what if you are a single applicant or maybe married and don't have kids? So now let's have a look into the updated grand total cost for a single or a couple who will apply in 2021 for their Canadian PR via express entry system. So the grand total expenses as of 2021 for a single person would be somewhere around $21.45, and this includes all the steps that we discussed just now, and that for a couple would be $42.90, and as we discussed already, for a family of 3 would be around $46.85 Canadian dollars. Now these were the mandatory costs that you would be paying for Canada PR, which will vary from region to region, but not everyone will disclose all the hidden costs behind this process. I don't mean to offend anyone, but during this process you have many other additional fees or expenses which you need to keep in mind before preparing for this process. Some of the examples are listed here. Photographs, biometrics, WES courier with tracking is costlier than regular courier service. If you need to update your passport or arrange any important documents that you have misplaced, if you are hiring an agent or lawyer for your PR filing, if you are arranging for student visa or work permit or provincial nomination, police clearance certificate from other countries, multiple IELTS attempts, IELTS coaching, or even name change affidavit, like in my case, I provided that as well and paid around $1 for that. Okay, so now let's talk about the proof of funds. Proof of funds are the total funds that we have to show in our bank account to Canadian government when we submit our profile after ITA. It is simply to show that you have enough savings to survive in Canada in your initial days, and nowhere in this process you have to actually use this money. This is a screenshot from the CIC's website that shows how much funds you have to actually show depending on the number of applicants. These figures are usually updated every year, so keep checking that as well. I'll put the website link below. Say for example you are a single applicant, then you are expected to show 12,960 Canadian dollars in your account, whereas if you are applying as a couple, then you should show $16,135 in you or your spouse's account, and you can check the list if you have additional family members. Once your PR is approved, you can certainly use this money as your initial expense in Canada, and you can carry it with you in the form of cash or e-transfer or forex card, etc. And now the last part of this video, few more expenses after you have finally received your COPR and you are set to fly to Canada. First one is of course the funds that you will be taking with you for your initial settlement, because not everyone is fortunate enough to get a job the day you land. It can sometimes take up to weeks to find a job, and till then you have to use up your savings. It is a kind of survival money. You can definitely use the funds that you showed as proof of funds while applying for your PR. Second is the travel expenses. This is the expense that you will be incurring when you are traveling to Canada. It can be $50 to $100 depending on the country. It can be $100 to $200 depending on the city. It can be $50 to $100 depending on the The next one is to have dental or eye checkups done, as they are not covered in your health benefits in Canada. Also, it is a good idea to get flu shots and carry some basic medicines with you. You would also like to buy medical insurance for the first 3 months after landing, because health card takes up to 90 days to arrive. And yes, certainly one of the major expenses would be one-way tickets to Canada. Now, if you don't have a family member or known here in Canada, you would like to find a rental and would pre-book before you land. We booked an Airbnb for 1 month, which costed us $2,000. Next is RTO driving extract, which is like driving history from your home country. We will talk more about it in upcoming videos. Buying good quality suitcases is also very important. We thought of buying new and good ones because our luggage was very bulky, and also we had a halt during our journey, so suitcases also had to change the planes. And we all know how roughly the luggages are treated during the transit, so we needed 6 big and 3 small ones for our family. And then there are endless miscellaneous expenses like clothing, footwear, utensils, and there's no limit to it. So guys, that's all for today, but before I wrap up this video, I just wanted to say that the whole purpose of this video is not to scare you with these figures and expenses. It is my simple effort to make you aware of all the cost associated from the beginning till the end, so you can plan things accordingly and can make your move in much organized manner. After seeing this video, I'm sure you will get a good idea about the funds you would be needing for Canadian PR process, and I know you'll figure it out how to go about it if you are keen to land here soon. Good luck with your Canadian process. See you soon in Canada. Please subscribe to our channel and watch our other informational videos till the next one comes up. Bye bye.